This is how Drake Bell wrote Found a Way and how it became the theme song for Drake and Josh. So the pilot for Drake and Josh was shot around 2003 or 2004, but it took an entire year for Nickelodeon to greenlight the show. Around this time, Drake had to set up a meeting with the producers of the show, presumably with Dan Wham Bam Thank You Ma'am Schneider, and they were basically asking him how much or how little of your original music do you want to incorporate into the show? Do you want the Drake character to be, the rock star guy? Or do you want to keep that part of your life separate and we could turn the Drake character into like a skate punk or something? So obviously Drake wanted to be the rock star, so they called him up on Friday and he set the meeting up for the following Monday. Meanwhile, Drake had a songwriting buddy and he calls him up and he's like, hey, you know what? I think it would be really cool if I show them a song on Monday and I tell them this is going to be the theme song for the show. So let's write the theme song. And at the time, Nickelodeon was actually using a Lenny Kravitz song for the Drake and Josh theme song. To my knowledge, Drake never actually said which Lenny Kravitz song they were using, but I think it's safe to say that it was actually the song Dig In. Because Nickelodeon actually used this song in the first episode of Drake and Josh, and I believe it actually played when Josh was trying to learn Kung Fu. But after a while, Nickelodeon actually edited that song out of the episode, so I think it's safe to say that they lost the licensing. So the weekend rolls around and Drake is determined to write this theme song with his buddy. And they were listening to iconic TV show themes such as Family Matters and Saved by the Bell, just so they could get a feel of what they were trying to go for. Hours had passed, and neither of them were really happy with what they were coming up with. Drake was pretty much like, this is cool, but it's not Saved by the Bell cool, So he says, you know what? I don't want the day to go to waste. Why don't we just write a song? They wrote about a minute's worth of music, and they got the production just good enough to the point where they could probably get it ready for TV. Monday morning comes around, and Drake is meeting with Dan, Get in the Van Schneider, as well as the other producers of Drake and Josh. He whips out a CD and a boombox, and he says, hey, check this out. I want y'all to listen to this song, and I want it to be the theme for Drake and Josh. And the producers are kind of reluctant at first. They're like, yeah, that's cool, man. Like, just put it back there. We'll listen to it later. And he's like, no, this is really important to me. I want y'all to listen to it right now. And then they tell him, well, what if we don't like it, man? Like, we don't want to crush you. We don't want to hurt your feelings, nothing of that nature. Like, we don't want to say it to your face. You know what I'm saying? But Drake was like, look, y'all ain't going to hurt my feelings, man. We've worked on the Amanda Show together. We've been in business for a while. I'm literally just showing y'all something. If you don't like it, it's cool. Like, it's not going to change our relationship. So he plays the song. Everybody in the room is dead silent. One of them goes up to the boombox, plays it again. And then they unplug the boombox from the wall, and then they go to the sound studio where they're actually currently working on another show. And then they're like, hey, can we take a break real quick? I want to show you guys the theme song for my brand new show. And Drake was like, oh, so it is going to be the theme song. And that's the story of how Found a Way found its way to being the theme song for Drake and Josh. And I think it worked out well in Drake's favor because, in my opinion, Found a Way is just as iconic as the Golden Girls theme song, the Friends theme song, Saved by the Bell, all of these other iconic shows. And you guys definitely know that I love me a good TV show theme song.